All right, let's get this show on the road. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the TTRPG Theater. I am your friendly host, Phantom NJ, also known as Rob. Call me either one. I answer to everything. And it looks like we are about to have a raid incoming, so I will pause there and do a greeting once again. I should get this prepared. I hope everyone has been having a good week. I hope the new year has been kind to you. Lots to talk about tonight. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome to Warlord Games. Thank you so much for the raid. Hi, everyone. My name is Rob. I am your friendly neighborhood Phantom NJ. And welcome to the TTRPG Theater. Jay, thank you. Jay, Lord Gazumba, thank you so much for the the sub. And let's make sure that works. There we go. Ooh, that's interesting. Stream Element seems to have added a new bit to it. So, thank you for the follows, all the follows coming in. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you've been having a great week. I hope I caught some of the TLG stream while I was setting up, but did not get to listen in to the entirety of it because I could only half pay attention. Otherwise, I was never going to get myself set up here. So, I know that Jay had mentioned it in the TLG stream, but yes, I'm going to be streaming all weekend. I've got 3 games set up this weekend. They are all part of the 6th annual Greyhawk Community Megastream fundraiser for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. It is a charity that is near and dear to my heart. I've been honored enough to be able to take part in it pretty much every year. This year things are going to be a little different, mostly because of the fact that I will not be here when the main part of the fundraiser, the Megastream portion of it, takes place. So I'm going to be running some stuff ahead of time because I do want to be able to contribute. But first, let's take a look at the amazing lineup that's been put together. There we go. The main part of the fundraiser is going to be from February 1st through February 4th. So that is Friday of next... I believe it's Friday of next week. Is it Thursday? No, it's Thursday of next week. That's right. Thursday of next week through the Sunday. And as you can see, there is quite a lineup of streamers that are going to be taking part. Darling Creep Show, the Gary Con channel, Blue Box RPG, obviously Trollord Games, Guild Superior, or Praetor's Rejects, Stronghold, Castle Entertainment, Greyhawk Reborn, Folk and Myth. There may or may not be. I'm not sure if that... I think that's the finalized list, but I'm also there, but like I said, I'm going to be doing mine a little bit early. But please, I'd love for you to support me and, our goal this weekend, which I'll talk about in a bit. But I'd also love for you, if regardless of where you decide, if you're able to make a donation, when you're able to make a donation, at least come out and watch some of the streams from these fantastic streamers. All the support, all the viewers, everything that you can do to amplify this. It's our goal this year is basically, I think it's to beat last year's mark. Last year we raised just a smidgen over $25,000. I think this year we're looking to go just above that. Trollord Games, thank you for the gifts, the 3 gift subs. That's fantastic. And I'm honored to say I actually know all 3 people. 2 of them are 2 of my players, and one of them is a friend of mine who I've known for 30 years. So that's pretty awesome. Couldn't have gone much better on that one. But yeah, we are literally going to be we're going to look to do 25 or a little over 25,000, beat last year's goal. Hey, if we can beat it by more than that, beat it by a bit, that's great. But I want to talk about this weekend because this weekend I am running not one, not two, but three games. You know, they are all going to be Castles and Crusades, so all of you people who came over from TLJ, you should enjoy. I hope you'll enjoy this immensely. It is actually, and all three games, despite the fact that they are technically one shots, and I am going to have a different cast for all three games. They are also part of my Living Greyhawk campaign. So everything that happens here will affect the campaign. So far, I've only had one party. They've run twice within the campaign, so this is going to increase that number substantially. But yeah, the first session is going to be Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. The second session will be 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And the third session will be 3 p.m. on Sunday. They will all be streamed here. And it is going to be a great, great time. Now, one of the things I'd like to mention, and this is very important, is I mentioned the fact that the overall goal for the charity stream, the fundraiser, is to break last year's record of 25,000 and change. I think it comes out. I think it's like 25,150 or something. In order to do that, I want to get us off to a great start. And to that end, you can see at the bottom of the screen that I've got my fundraiser goal set at $3,500, $3,500. Oh, by the way, and the Tiltify link is active. If you wish to make a donation, you can make a donation at any time. Again, any bit, however small, large, whatever you're able to contribute, is greatly appreciated. I will be matching the first $3,500 worth of donations. So at the end of the weekend, and the last stream again is Sunday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. At which point I'll be one of the streamers showing up on Lord Gazumba's stream. Whatever my total is at that point, up to $3,500, I will be matching. If we hit the $3,500 mark, I will add an extra $500 to my donation for a total of $4,000, which means, if we hit my goal, we will be at the very minimum $7,500 in to the $25,000 plus, somewhat just over $25,000 goal that we are looking to break for the entire weekend. So I would love to be able to hit that goal and make it so that as we go into that weekend, we are in fantastic shape. So it's a goal. I've always been a big supporter of this, even in the first couple of years, while in the community, where I was just basically playing on other streams and doing my own donations. This one, I would love for you to make me spend my money on donating to this cause. I'm going to make some donation anyway, but I would love to hit that mark and get us off on a real strong start as we go into the weekend. So, with that said, let's talk a little bit about it. And as I mentioned, I have 3 different casts playing, and something that occurs to me that I have not adjusted the third one because I added a 6th player, but that's okay. For the fundraiser, I have 3 separate casts. The first game is at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. Those of you who are in the Greyhawk community, and as a matter of fact, I saw him in the TLG chat. Antiquitous is one of my returning players. yeah, I know, Jay. I was like, I'm on top of everything. I've got everything. It's like, damn it, I forgot something. I knew I forgot something. You would think the one thing I wouldn't forget is to add the one more name, but that's okay. So Antiquitous, who many people know from the Greyhawk community. Also, like I said, he was in the TLG chat. I saw him just earlier. Chris Wikiva is a second player. He's played with me before. He's a new player to the campaign, though. He was one of the very first people when I put out the call for players to jump on and ask if he could be one of the players. So he is part of Wily Hobbit's group. You see him playing on some of Wily's streams, or a lot of Wily's streams actually. And I actually had the chance to meet him while last year at GaryCon. He was one of the people I ran through the village of Hamlet, specifically the Moat House, while we were there in one of those, off the cuff, find a table in the corner games, which was really, really cool. L-Hawk 99 is going to be one of my players. L-Hawk is, everyone knows L-Hawk is Lee. Lee does some streaming of their own, and also is a member of the Blue Box community, and the Greyhawk community has really, really delved into Greyhawk, which is very, very cool. I've known Lee probably for about as long as I've been in the community, so I'm really happy Lee was able to join us. Amazing Crazy Asian is joining us. Her name's Kristen. She played with me in a Dragonbane campaign on Rainbows and Razor Blades on Thursday night. That game is currently on hiatus, but Kristen is someone I've had a lot of fun role playing with, and this is going to be the first time playing in a game where I'm running the game, so this is going to be really cool. And then there's Machikidi Terry from originally from Blue Box, but then now is one of the two people running Roll for Perception, where you can find me on Monday nights playing a lot of Pathfinder 2E. Terry is a fantastic role player, also fantastic GM, in addition to being another wonderful person. So I am excited as heck to have Terry playing in my game and joining the campaign. Oh, Pat. Pat draws resident. Yeah, the Terry you know. Who do you think? The one that's always trying to kill us on Mondays. He and actually during the Blue Box time, he was most famous for having a horse that was more popular, strangely enough, than his character. But okay. Everyone remember Winston. Yeah, okay, so yes, his books did get rough. Yes, I've read the entire series, and I know what you mean. So yeah, so this game, they are all going to be starting at about 3rd level, actually through all of them. No, we are not going to be doing that. Bye-bye. The joys of being your own moderator, it's tends to make life really, really interesting. Oh yeah, I get them all the time. My biggest thing is to make sure that I don't accidentally ban the wrong person, because if the chat is scrolling, it becomes a tricky thing. And then I end up having to type it out instead, just to be, just to be safe. So as far as the characters, I know Antiquitous has a primal druid. Wikia has a human fighter. Lee is playing a gnome scald. So this is going to be an interesting group. Kristen of Amazing Crazy Nathan had asked me to create a character for her. I'm leaning towards a rogue, possibly a halfling rogue, because this party could probably use one, and it actually will kind of fit well with the shape of the party so far. I have no idea what Terry is playing yet. No, we're not making an assassin because that Pat and the assassin. Uh, Oh boy. I don't know if any of you are suffering from the same stupid cough that never goes away that I am, but I apologize for the constant having to take a break for one. Uh, so this game is going to be Saturday from 11 to 3. Uh, they are all, one of the interesting things about this is I've taken some effort into not only using published sources. This is set in Greyhawk. The campaign set in Greyhawk. It's set in Common Year 623 going into 624. And I wanted to get away from the general timeline. But what I've decided to do is, borrow some, use some of the custom content that people put out there. I've the to give you an idea, for those of you familiar with the Greyhawk community, the Adventurers Guild that these parties belong to is a creation of Carlos Lysing. I've let Carlos know, and he's actually he was really happy with the fact that somebody was using basically taking his stuff and using it. So the Adventuring Guild itself and the leaders are Carlos Lysing product from his Patreon. Obviously, whenever I can, it's not easy to do on stream, but I try to use some of Anna's maps if possible. Anna B. Meyer, who's just absolutely fantastic, and I should probably, I think I have bots for all these, but let's see. Maybe not. I thought I had one for Carlos, but I apparently not. But I know I have one for Anna. I also am including a from the new Visions of Greyhawk publication, which I think might have changed names. I'm not sure. I am using the Knights of the Eventide because of the fact that this does take place mostly in southern Nyrond, and that is where the Viscounty of Eventide is located. So there may be a couple of recurring characters. I don't want to give any secrets away, but for those of you who've been watching, watch the two previous streams in this campaign. The first one was at Virtual Greyhawk Con. Some of this stuff might sound familiar to you, or some of these people might look familiar to you, but I am really looking forward to that. Let's talk about my Saturday night game, because this one is going to be absolutely off the rails from the word go. Darth Surrealish, Killian is a friend who's also one of the people who runs. They're one of the two that run Rainbows and Razor Blades, where I'd been playing Dragonbane on Thursday nights and occasionally play in various one-shots and small campaigns, including a TTRPG that they and Autumn Knox Cat wrote themselves, which was a hell of a lot of fun, where we were the children. Basically, we were effectively teenage demigods, where one of our parents was human, one of them was a god, and we all were, as it turned out, we were all emo, and it was a hell of a lot of fun, let me tell you. I've got Tim, barely hanging on, who I am struggling to remember where exactly I know Tim from or which group he was with, but he hell of a role player, a heck of a lot of fun. And to go with it, I have Dungeon Mr. Ty and Aaron Dippity. Ty and Aaron are the people behind Adventure Slang. They've spent the last few years developing a new TTRPG called New of Arden, which I was honored to be one of the first people to get to play it in a streamed game. And hopefully within the next year, it will be released. Both are wonderful people, and they played. Ty has played with me before. Aaron has not, or at least not a game that I ran. So I am really looking forward to that. And Kevran Games. I mean, not every game is for every person, Pat. What can I tell you? Kevran Games. Kevin has I've had the pleasure of running games that Kevin has played in. I've had the pleasure of playing in games that Kevin has run, and also in us both being players together in games that other people have run. He's fantastic guy. We've had a hell of a lot of fun playing various TTRPGs. As a matter of fact, I think it was last year when I ended up playing in like 23 new TTRPGs, new to me anyway. Kevin was a big facilitator in that, and the fact that he kept asking me to try various different games that he had come across, and I was like, all right, let's knock another one off the list. The wonderful thing is these 5 people all know each other, and they are all very familiar and have played. Most of them have played together before in some case, and the characters that they're playing are. It is an extremely interesting bunch. I'm looking forward to Saturday night heavily because there's going to be a lot of laughter, and hopefully I'm going to be able to keep myself from completely losing it while I'm trying to get these people moving in the right direction. Vulcan Myth, great to see you. Thank you for dropping in. We are talking about the Megastream fundraiser, which I will be kind of kicking off this weekend, where I'll be running 3 games. The first one Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. This one is 6 p.m. Saturday evening. And then let's head over to the third one. Our finale is going to be... there's actually a 6th player on this list. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I normally, this is my big fundraiser for the year in terms of my donations. I wanted to, boost it up a bit, and also give people, give them an extra reason to donate. So, again, the link is live. If anyone is able and willing to donate. It doesn't matter how large. Every dollar counts. And I just want to do what I can to help bring us closer to our goal. Bring it to the goal that I've set for myself, and then the goal Jay has set for the overall weekend. Because it's an important cause. It's no one wants to see children suffer, and anything that can be done to help ease that, both the pain of dealing with the various illnesses and things that they're dealing with, and plus making it easier on the families, doing what they can to keep them together through all of this. It doesn't get any more important than that. So it's been an honor and a privilege to be able to take part in this. And I'm just glad that we were able to find a way to make it work so that, I can still be a part, even though I will not be here for, the main part of the Megastream with all the different streamers, all of whom do a fantastic job, year in, year out. And, I will be away, but I will, try to pop in when I can, if possible, just to see how things are going and just to say hi and show support. So for the Sunday stream, I have two players who are best known from the Blue Box community. The DM's Quest, aka the Beholder Queen, is in non Blue Box and non in other circles. That is what she is absolutely best known for. And then there is one person who is not on this list because, again, I forget to update. Yes, I am talking about VV Antiquitas, yes. Is Honey Bear. Actually, I need to double check. Honeybee Crafter. I think her Discord name changed to Honeybee Chaos. Danny is, she's another fantastic role player. She's had, real life has taken her away from the community a bit, but she is back for a bit and was able to play, and so I added a sixth spot. I had I was willing to go up to a maximum of 6 for these games, so she's going to be the sixth player. Asher the Bear, you know him in the TLG community, you know him in the Greyhawk community. Asher is one of my regular players. Has played with me on Friday nights for the last few years, and is also one of the players along with Antiquitas in the campaign already. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Dirty Dwarf is a new player to the campaign. He's played on, I believe he's played on Friday nights with us. I have to double either that or he's actually listened in. But Dirty Dwarf is another one of, another one who's joining the campaign. And then Brimstone is kind of new to the community, but has been with my campaign since the virtual Greyhawk game, and has really has been enjoying the game. Has been enjoying the people he's been playing with. So when he said he was willing to play the game, actually he was willing to play in all 3 games if needed. But thankfully I was able to come with three distinct casts. And then GD TRFB 1995, also known as Chris. Chris is member of the Greyhawk community, as well as some of the other communities that I'm in, and has also been one of my players from the beginning of this campaign. So I've got 3 new players to the campaign. I've got 3 of the established players, and the nice thing about this is when it comes to tie-ins and callbacks, this is the game that's probably going to have a little bit more than the others, just because there will be people to recognize them. So I am thoroughly looking forward to this particular game. But yeah, let's go back to. I want to go back really quickly to the main fundraiser. I will be doing mine on this weekend. Sunday night after my game ends, I will be raiding into Jay, and I'll give another shout out for Gavin. At which point I will be appearing on Gavin. He's going to have streamers. It's a prelude show. Prelude show for the Megastream. Basically a little wrap up, I guess, for on my end in terms of how we did and such. At which point I will be making the matching donation. So I'm looking forward to that. I will be on the second hour, or basically whenever it is I end up probably whenever I end up wrapping up. And I'm looking forward to looking forward to that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But again, wherever it is you decide, whenever and wherever you decide to make your donations, please, do what you can, and just what you can. I mean, no one's expecting, and no amount is too small. It really isn't. Every dollar is important. And and if you're not in a place you're not in a place where you're able to make a donation, or it's just something that's not feasible for you, do what you can to support the streamers. Come up, show out, talk and chat. If you happen to be on social media, amplify the messages. Retweet, repost, whatever it takes to get the word out there, because this is really, really important. This is the sixth annual fundraiser, and it has gotten larger every single year. And the more we can do, the better. 50 donator gift giveaways. Oh man. That's listen, hey, and that's another fantastic. It's wonderful that people have been making things available for donations from various sponsors. Jay always does an amazing job in getting that set up. So I listen, if that helps nudge you, I'm not going to think less of you. Go, please, whatever you can do, however much you can do, please go for it. Taryn, welcome. And I know that I've got one for Taryn as well. I hope you're doing well. That is actually, Jay, what time are you going live tonight, or are you already live? Just so I know. 7:15. All right, excellent. I do have, in addition to the streams this weekend, I did mention that there was a possibility that I might have something to unbox. And as a matter of fact, it did come in. So I've been looking forward to this one. I did mention that I had been playing in Dragonbane on Thursday nights on Rainbows and Razor Blades. So I wanted to show one of the things that I just gotten in the mail. Big box, well, biggish box, yeah. This was literally just released, and I think the PDF, I think it's been out in PDF for a while, but the shipments of the physical copies just started going out, so. Oh, good. Wrapped in bubble wrap, so I don't have to worry about stuff flying all over the place. It's always nice when they decide to make life easy on you. This is... Oh, man. Sorry. Gotta love Twitch ads. So, yeah, this is the Dragonbane Bestiary. Dragonbane is a Free League publishing game. Taryn, thank you so much for the gift sub to Dreadlord Damien. That was very kind of you. I really appreciate that. I could not pronounce the Swedish RPG that Dragonbane is based on. But again, it is by Free League Publishing, and they just released a bestiary that has all kinds of new monsters and good or bad. I love the artwork. The artwork has kind of like an old schoolish, and let's see if I can get this to. Oh, there we go. So like forest giants and stuff like that. From a game standpoint, Dragonbane is interesting because it's sort of, oh man, it sounds like an infernal cologne, honestly. Oh boy. I've had a hell of a lot of fun playing it. We, they do have a couple of, Infernal Cologne for Men. Right, exactly. They do have a couple of anthropomorphic ancestries for the game. One of them is mallards. Mallards, the interesting thing is about mallards is the fact that they can effectively become pissed off on demand. It really amusing. The party that we're playing in, we all looked at the things and we all came to the exact conclusion at the same time that we all had to play ducks. We're all mallards, so it was an oops all ducks game, which was a hell of a lot of fun. But it's one of those things where the game, it's interesting in the fact that it kind of starts off D&D-ish. You have pretty much more or less the same stats. However, leveling is a different thing altogether. You don't have the concept of real levels, but you do have the ability after each session to potentially level stats. And when your stats hit a certain point, you get to you get to choose another heroic ability. Every class starts off with one. I think it's either every class or every ancestry. I think it's every class starts off with one, what they call a heroic ability among their others. You get to choose another. However, your hit points pretty much stay static as the game goes on. There is a heroic ability that basically bumps up your hit points, but only by like a couple of points. So to give you an idea, my character was basically a warrior, fighter type, and with his swords, he could basically effectively kill any character if it ever came to a PvP situation for some strange reason. He could kill another character basically in one round. And, even after us playing for months. So, while there is combat, there is definitely combat. We had plenty of it. You need to be careful because combat is short, brutal, and potentially very, very deadly. I really enjoyed the game. We had a hell of a lot of fun with it. So when the bestiary came out, I jumped right on it, because I do want to play a game. They do have, being Free League, they've got great support for Foundry, which is eventually will be the VTT that I use. Still trying to learn it. I don't want to be using it for streams until I've got a good handle on it, because I never want the VTT to get in the way of the game, especially when you're streaming it. But yeah, they've got great support. All right, Jay, I will be seeing you shortly. We got a few minutes left. So let's recap. Again, this weekend, I will be running 3 stream games. Let's start with, the overall. Tonight we had the preview show. On Saturday morning at 11 a.m. will be session number 1. Antagos Vaesen, I went whole hog on Vaesen. I haven't tried One Ring yet, but Vaesen, I have all the books. I have, and I basically all the adventures that they had out at the time, as well as purchasing it for Foundry, because that's actually where it wasn't where Kevin I met, but Kevin Games, who's playing in my Saturday night session. That's one of the places we played together. Bleak Season ran us through Vaesen, and so it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to running Vaesen at some point. Like I said, Saturday morning is our first stream at 11 a.m. Eastern. Saturday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern. That is going, that's the group that knows each other well and is going to be completely off the rails. The Saturday, don't get me wrong, the Saturday morning and the Sunday afternoon game can go off the rails too. The Saturday night game, I have absolutely no doubt that I'm going to be cracking up probably about 10 minutes into the game, if I can hold it together that long. And then Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. is the final of the 3 shows. And we will be raiding into Lord Gazumba's preview show, prelude show for the overall campaign. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, I do have the fundraiser goal set up. In Stream Elements has been putting out the Tiltify link for it. And as it says right in the thing, I'm looking to raise $3,500 myself. I will be matching donations up to $3,500. And if we hit that $3,500 mark, I'm going to add another $500. So that would bring, at a minimum, if we get to the, reach my goal, at a minimum, that means we would go into next weekend's Megastream with all the different streamers at $7,500 or more, and that would be absolutely freaking amazing. I'm really hoping that we get to do that. And we'll go one more time through the Saturday morning is Darkness Falls on Deadly Shores. I was tempted to talk a little bit about the games themselves, but I don't want to give anything away. It might be a little bit of hint in the thing itself. Oh, thank you, Justinius. I really appreciate that. I am blessed to be in a position where I can give back, and I want to give back. So, what better way to do it than combine that with something I love and, put some fun to it, add some fun to it, both in being able to run the games and, giving people the opportunity to make me spend my money. I couldn't think of a better way to do it. Saturday evening, the adventure is Chains of Duty, Chains of Love. Is it a love story? Maybe. Might be. It will. Again, I don't want to ruin it. There's things that are the chains. Let's put it this way: if you're going to focus on anything, probably should focus on the chains part of it, because you'll understand as we get into the adventure. And then on Sunday is I just keep thinking of Fleetwood Mac, but that's just me. I might be showing my age here, but it's also one of the greatest songs ever. And then Sunday is Incursion of the Damned. If that doesn't sound ominous, I don't know what does. Especially when you consider that these characters are all about 3rd level. Do you know how hard it is to write the overall theme for this is Feast of Fiends. You know how hard it is to come up with adventure ideas for involving fiends when the characters are third level. Not easy, I can tell you that much. But one thing I will bring up, and I brought it up before, is that all of these characters will become part of my campaign, and that means all of the players, if as long as they're interested, could return at a later date. They may be playing with the same people. We might be mixing and matching. But I'm really excited, and so far most of them have been extremely excited for the opportunity to join the campaign. And listen, they're also welcome to roll up another character if they do happen to die. It's not like I've never killed a character before, but we'll see how that goes. So with that said, let me see. I believe Jay is active already. Yes, he is. There we go. Excellent. So, without further ado, I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening. Really appreciate it. I hope we all have, I hope to see you this weekend. If you're able to pop in for any of the 3 games, all the 3 games, please do. Again, if you're able to donate, I'd appreciate it. But do what you can, no more, no less. No, every dollar counts, but your support is invaluable as well. And let me kick off this raid. All right. We will be raiding Lord Gazumba. And I'll see you on the other side in 3, 2, 1. Have a great night, everyone.